Hello everyone. In today's video we'll learn about the liquid or water cooling systems in internal combustion engines. As we know, cooling is very important in case of engine. If sufficient cooling is not done, then engine may result in overheating, which may damage the engine components. Engine cylinder temperature should be kept in certain prescribed limits. Otherwise, it may damage the engine. Hence, sufficient amount of cooling should be provided and heat should be carried away from the engine, for which we know different cooling systems are used. Basically, you can categorize these into air cooling and water cooling, or air cooling and liquid or water cooling systems. So air cooling are basically used for very small capacity engines like two-wheelers, and water coolings are used for slightly higher heat loads. So let us discuss the different types of water cooling systems which are implemented in engines. So basically you can categorize this into three types. One is called as thermosiphon cooling. Another type is thermostatic regulator cooling, and third type is pressurized thermostatic cooling. So let us understand one by one the working of all these systems. So we'll start with the thermosiphon system. So here you can see thermosiphon cooling. It works on the basic principle of siphon. Siphon is nothing but the circulation of liquid through any duct due to the density difference. It's natural circulation due to the density difference. So in a duct, if you consider the two different locations, and at one location there is a density change for the liquid due to some reason like local heating, then naturally the flow will take place from higher density side towards the lower density. The same principle is being used here for circulation of water in the cooling system. So as the circulation of water will take place naturally due to the density difference, there is no need of pump. So you can observe the different components of the system first. This is the radiator. These are the radiator tubes. This is called as upper tank of the radiator. This one is the lower tank of the radiator. This is the drain plug. This is the pipe connecting the lower tank of the radiator to the engine jacket. This sometimes is also called as lower hose pipe. Then this is the engine and the jacket surrounding the engine through which the water will be circulated, and then this is the exit from the jacket. This is the duct which connects the jacket to the upper tank of the radiator. So water will be circulated from this towards the upper tank after taking the heat from the engine. So what happens is, let us consider water is taking heat from the jacket and has entered into the upper tank. So naturally, due to the gravity, it will fall through the tubes of the radiator. Now over the radiator tubes, there is a forced circulation of air, for which a fan is provided. You can observe here. This fan will circulate the air over these tubes, due to which the water flowing through these tubes, which is at higher temperature than the air, that naturally will reject heat to the air through convection, and air will carry this heat. So because of heat rejection, the temperature of this water will be reduced. So water gets cooled because of air, and this cold water is stored temporarily in the lower tank, from which it is circulated into the jacket through this pipe. Now here the temperature is lower. Now when water will enter through the jacket, it will take the heat from the engine and its temperature will increase. So as its temperature increases, naturally the density will be decreased for the water. So because of this, as initially this complete jacket and all these tubes will be filled by water, when the engine will be started, there will be heat generated in the engine, and that will be carried by the water in the jacket. So because of which there will be density the difference created here, temperature difference will be there. So because of which the circulation will be started. So here the temperature is higher, so naturally it will flow, and here as lower temperature is there, higher density is there, it will push. Here temperature is dropped, that's why this water will push here. So there will be natural circulation from this to jacket, and this again jacket to the upper tank. So this is called as siphon effect, okay, because of which the circulation of water takes place in this system. So as we discussed, there is no necessity of pump. This is the advantage, okay, and this system is suitable for medium capacity engines, okay. Now here one of very important limitation is we do not have any control on the temperature and the rate of heat which is taken out from the engine. Now what happens is, in some seasonal changes, like in summer, the surrounding air temperature will be higher. So air which was earlier entering at some lower temperature, maybe for example 25 degrees centigrade, now it may enter at around 35-40 degrees centigrade. So naturally what will happen is the amount of heat rejected by water to the air will be reduced, because the temperature difference will be reduced. So in that case there are chances that engine might be overheated. Opposite to this, in case of winter, the air temperature goes down. Again, the temperature difference between water and air will increase, so there is a possibility of more heat being taken away by the air from this water, and there will be chances of overcooling of the engine. So there should be some control on the exit temperature of the water, so that we can have the control on the process of heat transfer or heat carried away. Okay. So this limitation is overcome in another modified system, okay, which is called as the thermostatic regulator cooling. Thermostatic regulator cooling. So the word itself here you can see thermostatic. Now we know what is thermostat. Thermostat is a kind of a device or a valve which operates on the temperature. So it will operate at set temperature, or you can say that it opens at certain set temperature and allows the fluid to flow. So in the system you can see the components are same as we discussed it for thermosiphon system, but one very important component, that is thermostat, is being included in this pipe which is carrying the water from jacket to the upper tank of the radiator, that is carrying the hot water. So This thermostat is set at certain decided temperature. Usually the temperature set for thermostat is around 85 degrees centigrade in normal operations. So what will happen is, this will allow the water to enter into the upper tank only if the water temperature is greater than 85 degrees centigrade. Otherwise this will not open if the temperature sensed by the thermostat is less than 85 degrees centigrade. In that case, this valve will not open and the water will again be recirculated through the bypass line. You can see bypass line into this the line through which, or hose pipe through which, water is entering into the jacket. So this will be repeated. Once it becomes higher than 85 degrees centigrade, this valve will open and then water will be supplied to the upper tank, and then naturally it flows through the tubes and gets cooled. So this is the additional device which is being added in the thermostatic regulator cooling. So we have some regulation on the rate of cooling because of the thermostat here. Now in addition to this, though the problem of the temperature, discharge temperature from the jacket is overcome here, but till this is suitable for some medium duty vehicles, or where heat load is less or moderate. But for higher rate of heat extraction, like for heavy duty engines, okay, we need to go for another modified system which will have the control on the rate of circulation of water. Here we do not have any control of quantity being circulated per unit time. Okay, so let us see another modified system which will also take care of this one, pressurized thermostatic regulator cooling. Why the word pressurized is used here is, we can use a supply the water at the pressure, required pressure. Okay, so for which naturally we will have to use a water pump. So you can see a water pump is fitted in this line. Okay, so this will suck the water from the tank and it will pressurize it, and more quantity of water will be circulated through the jacket per unit time. So obviously it can carry the more amount of heat, and more amount of heat load can be tackled. Other components remain the same. We have the thermostat here, which will take care of the outlet temperature from the jacket, again bypass line, and naturally for cooling of water, for circulation of air, and these are the radiator tubes. So because of this pump here, we can have the close control on the quantity of heat rejected as well as the temperature. So this is suitable for the heavy duty engines. Okay, so this is the quick information about the different types of the water cooling or liquid cooling systems used in internal combustion engines. Thanks for watching.